Supergiant Games has really made a name for themselves with the titles they have released so far. Transistor and Bastion are two unique experiences that many remember fondly and are always quick to recommend. They are a dev team that has shown time and time again that they excel in all the important aspects of a game. So when Pyre was officially announced, I made sure to punch my ticket for that hype train. Pyre lands somewhere in between a point-and-click adventure game and a visual novel with matches that have sport-like elements mixed in to add to the story. This is definitely a departure from the isometric action that Transistor and Bastion are known for, and it was something I wasn't expecting. It's not that I had huge expectations for what this game would be, but the possibility of a point-and-click adventure was the last thing on my mind. The story starts off with the player being sent into exile. They are near death when they reach the land they've been exiled to and are soon rescued by a group of 3 strangers. There, the game starts to provide backstory through smart writing decisions, such as allowing certain keywords to be moused over to provide more information. Through this early interaction between the player and the group of strangers, it is revealed that there is a way to be absolved of their new status. This is where the isometric gameplay comes in. Freedom is earned by completing a series of what the game calls rights. These rights are 3v3 matches where the objective is to take the orb that spawns in the middle and put it into the enemy team's goal. Each team member at the player's disposal is unique in the way they jump, sprint, and attack, which makes building different comps interesting. This 3v3 game mode is easily my favorite part of Pyre, but unfortunately there isn't enough of it. Furthermore, on the regular difficulty, I found it to become very easy very quickly, and I don't think it's because I'm proficient at it in any way. The game tries to address this by adding difficulty modifiers throughout its gameplay, but even those don't change much. My main complaint when it comes to Pyre is its pacing is pretty rough around the edges. The beginning takes a while to get going as it tries to introduce several concepts at once, and there were several times throughout the game where I felt like I had to put it down. Full disclosure, I don't have a lot of love for the point-and-click adventure genre. I just don't enjoy those games very much as they always feel way too slow for me. I'd personally prefer just to read a book most times instead of interacting with a written story on my computer. However, I must admit, minus the pacing, Supergiant did an excellent job providing a story through this format. The world building and character building is well thought out, so much so that I found myself even getting attached to my in-game rivals. After a few hours of gameplay, I was able to get immersed in a world with rich backstory, but again, all the reading did wear me out from time to time. All of the aspects of game development that Supergiant is known for are once again showcased in their newest game. The soundtrack is magnificent, with each character and level having their own distinct themes. These themes add to the construction of unique environments and characters, which is something that I'm always excited to see. Its colorful presentation is breathtaking and does a wonderful job of making a place for exile seem far more desirable and terrifying at the same time. Vibrant backdrops help complement the tone that the sound design and writing work so hard to set. Speaking of writing, it's also top-notch, even if it's delivered in a much different way than the games before it. There were several decisions to be made throughout the 9 to 10 hours it took me to beat Pyre, and it was very clear that several things were affected by them, especially the ending. So for those searching for replayability in what is mainly a single-player game, that might provide what they are looking for. I personally have no interest in this as I am quite content with the outcome of my first playthrough. If you realize that I said mainly single-player, that's because there is a multiplayer in Pyre, but the catch is that it's local only. I could definitely see this as a misstep because I believe the game has the potential of being really fun online, but at the same time, I could also see why Supergiant wouldn't want to do something like that. Not that I'm trying to make excuses for them, but I'm personally not affected either way as I have a few people that I can play locally with. Since the multiplayer is just my favorite part of the game on its own, it's safe for you to assume that I thoroughly enjoy it. It gives you the ability to take on a friend in the 3v3 rights format, where you draft in-game characters for your team. I found that if both players are of similar skill, you can get some hype matches going. I'd definitely say despite the poor pacing in Pyre, I've really enjoyed my time with it. It's impossible to go wrong when a game has a solid soundtrack, well thought out writing, and beautiful visuals. However, while I can say that as a game Pyre stands on its own 2 legs, I can't help but feel like it falls a bit short when compared to other Supergiant Games titles. For more reviews on video games and hardware alike, as well as first looks, editorials, and build guides, be sure to head over to KBMOD.com.